Hey guys, welcome to the next episode of the Next Gen podcast. Thank you for joining us on another Thursday. Hopefully you're all having a great day. This one is a little interesting. I normally do my solo episodes at home, a little bit depressed in a blanket, but today our guest who's actually on next week happens to be in studio. So today I'm having questions asked, I guess, to me. I'm on the rapid fire seat. So I guess behind the camera here, let's start with a cheers. And I will let my co-host for the night, I guess, guide the questions.
All right. 5 rapid fire questions. Question number 1. What do you feel, or what do you wish young South Asian women felt less alone about?
I think for me personally, I would 100% say to my young South Asian girls out there that you are not alone and you don't need to feel lonely in feeling like you're unique and different. Like, I think there's a lot of situations that I feel like I'm either too much in or I feel like I'm not enough in. And the realistic answer is that we're always in the middle, that you are enough the way that you are. And it's finding spaces that make you feel like that. I think I feel too much in spaces that I am doing too much in. I think I love a lot and I give a lot. But then there's spaces where, honestly, being a South Asian girl, where I feel like maybe I'm not understood or I'm not really accepted in the value that I bring to the table, and then I don't feel like I'm enough. So it's finding that middle ground that we all feel like we're either too much or not enough, and that you're doing great. And honestly, if I've made it here figuring it out and figuring out that middle ground, you can too. So thank you for question 1.
Okay, question 2. A lot of people give advice to younger women, to our younger didis. What advice would you give to some older women? Your older didis.
It's not my older didis. Okay, I'm going to do a generational gap, I think. My millennials, I think that for you guys is to take risks and talk to us. Tell us what worked for you. Tell us what didn't work for you. And I think that we have a lot to learn and really look up to in our millennial didis. You guys are not aunties. You guys are cool. And I think that really, for me, for you guys, is to share what you've learned. Like, share your experiences, share what annoys you, share what worked, share what didn't work. Because I think a lot of us in this Gen Z middle ground of like getting into the workforce, we don't really have mentors and we don't really have advice in the way that we thought we did, especially leaving university or leaving a co-op position where you're really coddled or like you're babied. You don't know what the real world looks like. So when you step out there, you're like, oh my gosh, things are different. There are glass ceilings. I think that's a huge thing that I had to learn on my own, was that I always thought that the women around me were so strong. Like, everyone that I thought was powering through everything. But there's still glass ceilings. When I used to work at the bank, I think I look back now and I was so comfortable with having female supervisors or female managers. But when you really look at the C-suite of what is going on, it's still predominantly men. So tell us what it took to get where you are so we can, maybe even step above that or step beyond that or even help you. Like, as the younger generation, we're here to make a difference with you. And then I think to my boomers, I love my mom's generation. I love all my aunties out there. But I think maybe be a little bit less judgmental is my advice. Give us the space to be us. And I think a lot of the judgment, as I've talked about before, really comes from the fact that, we can be 26 and not married and still pursuing careers or doing what we're passionate about, and that's okay. And I think that if you have some pent up maybe aggression or feelings or things that you haven't been able to talk about, talk to us about it. You have daughters in your life, you have nieces in your life, you have nephews in your life. Come tell us what you never got to do, because maybe it'll make you feel better about where you are now. I think that the most hate or the most I've ever felt uncomfortable has been in rooms with South Asian boomer women, which is so unfortunate because that's my mom's generation. Like, I look at you guys and I respect you and I love you. And I think it's really hard to take a step back from, hey, I respect this person and they don't understand what I'm doing or they're upset about what I'm doing. And for me personally out there, my only advice to boomer women is to talk to us. See what my generation's doing that you would have appreciated doing at that time, and tell us what you're frustrated about, and maybe judge a little bit less, talk a little bit less, because it's very small. And unfortunately, I think when you're in the community and you start working, things come around really quickly. And I think for the younger girls, and for the girls younger than me too, I know I gave you advice earlier, but this is secondary advice now, is when that stuff comes around, you're doing amazing. And people are talking because you're doing something that they couldn't do. And to my aunties, know that honestly, it sucks. It really sucks to feel like you have these people in your corner that really support you. And then to hear behind the scenes that it comes around that, okay, maybe, oh, what was she wearing or what was she doing that wasn't good? You guys are in mentorship roles. Like a lot of us look to you as our moms and our mussies and our buas and our chachis. Give us the advice. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Because the majority of the time I'm figuring it out as I go. So I don't know that I'm right. So come tell me what you think I'm doing wrong and let's figure out a better way to move forward than the hating aunties cycle that we were trying to break out of.
Okay, number 3. How does it feel? And maybe tell us a little bit about the behind the scenes
Of course.
of taking over a business from your dad.
Oh my gosh, I feel like this goes so far. I feel like for the people that don't know, I really started having a foot in the Times of Canada right after COVID. I was working at TD at the time, and as my dad likes to say, I like to stick my left into everything. So being at home, I really saw things that during COVID, hey, we can do this online, or we should change this, or these are my ideas. And I'm like very, very lucky to have a super supportive father who also at that time wanted to take a step back from media. He said, I'm tired, I'm 50, I don't know if I can do this anymore. So it gave us the space to almost do a 180 where he shifted into the financial field and I was in the financial field working at the bank and I shifted into media. But I really think that space was just so much to learn from. It was old contacts, new clients. How do you deal with people that have had a relationship with someone else for 15 years? Because you're hopping in as this brand new character in their story, and do they have that connection with you? Do they care about what you have to say? And how do you make them care about what you have to say? Are you passionate about what you're doing? Are you clearly communicating what you want to do? What do you want to change? And I'm like very happy for this question because I think what a lot of people don't see is expectations. When you come from someone that made it from nothing to here, you're expected to do so much better right away because you had the education, you had the grow up, you had honestly the financial stability to take risks in the way that they didn't. So I think for me, taking over a position for my dad, what a lot of people don't see is the expectations that come with that. People normally say, hey, like, that must have been easy. Like, it was already built, you're just taking it over. And I'm like, no, I wish it was that. I really wish it was just that because if I don't elevate this or I don't take this to a level that comes with the formal education I've had or maybe the financial stability I have, it's you didn't actually do a good job. So I think for me, it's been a lot of learning. It's been overwhelming too in the beginning, figuring out how to do things. You come from a place of structure every single day of, okay, this is how the bank works. This is what you're going to do. Or this is how school works. This is what you're going to do to figure it out. How are you going to grow it? How are you going to expand this? And how are you going to make it better? So I think behind the scenes, it's been a lot of screaming, crying, and throwing up, to be very honest. You go home, and if you forgot to send an invoice at 11 p.m. and your dad's still monitoring that email, he knows that you didn't send it. So he's coming to your room at 11, at 12, at 1. Like, a business person doesn't care because their business is 24/7. So it's, did you send it? Did you finish it? Did you do this? Did you do that? And I think for me, it was the biggest learning curve of, I've got this actually from our next guest, so I'll leave it to her to explain where this comes from. But if I do it today, I don't have to worry about it tomorrow. So why not stay up? Why not finish everything that I have? Why not meet with all my stakeholders? Why not make the phone call today? So really behind the scenes has been learning to come into this person that enjoys what they're doing, loves what they're doing, but also understands what it takes to keep a business running. And becoming a leader is also caring. Like, I think I learned a lot about putting my needs second when it comes to business growth and understanding what my staff needs and understanding what the people around me need and understanding what my clients need and my stakeholders need, because really that's how you shift your business forward. So I guess for me, for everybody out there in the next gen, figure out what you love and figure out systems and put them in place so you can expand what you love. Because if you can't make it bigger and you can't organize it, it just becomes a vision and an idea that never moves. So thank you to my surprise guest for that question, because I don't think a lot of people understand family businesses aren't easy. Like, you have a head start, and I agree with that, and I take the privilege, and I am grateful for the privilege, but moving forward is harder than you think it is.
They are not. Okay, number 4. What's a risk that you've taken that's paid off?
Oh my gosh, I think doing all of this, saying I want to do a podcast, thank you to Mr. Sham behind the camera for forcing me as well and being like, I think you'd be good at it, let's do it. And I think it's just saying yes to as much as I can. I think the Times of Canada was a huge risk. Like, I did my degree in something almost completely different and saying that, hey, I'm going to try this and I'm going to do it. and realizing that I can always go back to a corporate 9 to 5. And that might be advice that maybe you don't want to hear if you're comfortable and you like what you're doing. But I really, really think that if a opportunity comes to your door, you never say no right away, because you don't know what it's going to end up doing. Like, I enjoy doing this every Thursday. I enjoy putting on events. I enjoy editing a magazine, and all of that stuff wouldn't have happened if I didn't say yes in the beginning to doing something that was completely out of my comfort zone. So for me, the biggest risk that I think has paid off is really just saying, hey, this is a life that I had planned in my head, but I'm going to do something completely different. I'm going to do exactly what I said I was never going to do. I never wanted to be a family business girl. I never wanted to be on social media every day, but I said yes, and I think I created a life that I really enjoy.
Amazing. Okay, last question.
Rapid fire.
5 years from now, what do you hope people say about you and your work?
Ooh, 5 years from now, I will be 30. And I think by 30, dirty 30. I don't know. I think I really want to be remembered for being like ethical and just morally correct. I want to say the word is. I want people to remember that I did things for a reason. I think in the space that I am right now and what I see myself doing in the next 5 years is really building everything I love and everything I'm doing, but building it in a way that's, one, sustainable, but two, also makes a real difference. I think Ignite was the first time that I saw change. I saw people come together in a room. I saw women meet each other, and I really saw the long-term effects of those relationships. Like, I go on LinkedIn today, and I see these women that met at my event that are in the same space, and I see them loving each other and supporting each other and maybe creating businesses together. And that's what I want to be known for bringing people together and for creating this positive change in our community especially. The South Asian community doesn't necessarily highlight women's voices as much as we should, and I definitely don't think that we give enough credit to our women. Like, there's uncles that have been leading companies for 30 years, but I know that Auntie did all the paperwork. I know Auntie is still doing everything admin behind the scenes, and let's give her the credit. Let's give her the voice. Let's give her a place to talk about that. And I want to be known for creating that space for everybody around me. I think that 5 years from now, knock on wood, I hope that I've grown what I have to being more of also a media hub. I want to connect the older generation with the newer generation and create a space that's safe for everybody to listen, to talk, to ask questions, because I really think that we judge before we're curious. So I want to create that space where we ask questions and we say, hey, are we really that different? Or is it just a generational gap that we need to fill through storytelling? And I hope to be the platform that tells those stories. So that's where I want to be in 5 years.
Amazing. 5 rapid fire questions with Gitanjali.
Woo! Thank you guys for tuning in. We will catch you next Thursday with my surprise guest that's behind the camera. If you guys know who it is, comment below. I think her voice might be recognizable to some of you. But like, subscribe, make sure to comment, follow us on all our platforms. The link tree is always in the bio. We'll see you guys next week.